Hi reception. So today we're going to be continuing with our story, How to Catch a Star. Now yesterday we read it for the first time, and today we're going to just quickly whiz through it again, just so we can remember the different ways that the boy tries to catch his star. We're going to really learn all about the different ways that the boy tries, because at the end of the week we're going to be trying to come up with our own way to catch a star. Okay, so we can check all the different ways that he tries, so we can see what doesn't work, and then we can come up with our own way that hopefully does work. Okay, so How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. So we know that the boy loves stars so much, and he decides that he wants to catch his own. And he thinks about all the different things that he would like to do with the star. He decides that he's going to wake up really early one morning to try and catch it, but he ends up waiting for a long time. Then he decides that he's going to try and climb up the tallest tree to try and catch his star. But does that work? No. So that was one way. He tried to climb up the tallest tree. Then he found a life belt on his dad's boat, didn't he? A life belt is a big ring that you throw into the water if somebody's in the water and they're having trouble swimming. You throw it into the water and they can hold on to it so they can float. So he found that, he's tied a long piece of rope to it, and he's tried to throw it high into the sky to try and lasso the star. But did that work? No, that's second attempt. It was too heavy for him to carry. Then he thought he could fly his spaceship to the moon, just to the stars, just like we tried to. But he ran out of petrol, so that's the third thing he's tried that still hasn't worked. He tries to get someone to help him. Who does he try and ask? He tries to ask this very grumpy looking seagull, but does he want to help him? No, not a very friendly seagull. So that's attempt number 4. He's tried 4 different ways now to try and catch the star, and he still hasn't managed to catch it. He thought he was never going to catch a star. Then he notices something in the water. So what does he try and do? He tries to reach down and grab it. He can't reach. Attempt number 5. And he walks and he walks and he waits. And finally, the star appears in front of him, and all he had to do was wait for the waves to wash it up onto the beach for him. So there were 5 different ways that he tried that didn't work. So those are the ones we have to note down, because those are the ways that we don't want to try, because they don't work. Okay, so in your pack, you have a sheet that looks like this. Okay, it's got pictures of all the 5 ways that the boy tries that don't work. Okay, we're going to try and put a little label underneath each one to really note down all the ways that we know aren't going to work, so we can remember that that's not what we want to try at the end of the week. But to do this, what do we use to help us sound out our words? We use a sound card. Okay, so I'm going to show you one example, and then I really want you to challenge yourselves to try and do each label. If that is tricky, then there are labels in the pack that you can try and read and match to the right picture. Okay, but let's do this one together first. There we go. Right. I'm going to have a look at, now this I can see is the picture where he's tried to climb up the tallest tree. Tree. Now I'm saying tree out loud, and I can hear that tree starts with a tree. E tree. E tree. I've said the words, I've used my Fred fingers to count the sounds, and now I'm going to write it. I need down the tower, across the tower, down the tower, across the tower. I have looked at my picture and I've said my rhyme to help me. E, E. I need my now. Now I know my has a picture of a robot. I'm going to look for my with my robot. There's my with my robot. And I know the rhyme is down the robot's back and curl over his arm. Down the robot's back and curl over his arm. E, that's a digraph. Now I know I've got a few digraphs at the bottom here, but it's not any of these. I'm going to turn my sound card over. Now you might not have these ones at home, so you can have a look at mine. I've got E. What can you see? E. Now it's a digraph. I need a E and an E together. What can you see? E. What have I done there? I've read it through to check that I'm happy with it. E. Tree. Brilliant. You might even want to give it a little tick if you're happy with it. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is have a go at labelling all the different ways that the boy tries. Have a go by yourself. Use your sound card that you've got in your literacy folder and try your best. There are also, there you are. There are also 3 little challenges as well that you might want to have a go at. That are little things that you can do. So you could cut out the pictures and you could put them in the right order of the different ways that he tries. So think about which way he tries first. I think he tried climbing the tree first. So I would cut that one out and I'd put it down first. Then I'd think about the different things he tries in which order and I put them in the right order. Maybe even then write a sentence under each one explaining how he tried it if you want to challenge yourself and write a whole sentence. You could play a game of charades. Now, a charades is when you act out different things. So with a partner, one of you could act out one of the ways that the boy tries. Maybe you're going to act out climbing up a tree, or maybe you'll act out and trying to lasso it with a life belt, and get your partner to guess which one is the way that the boy is trying. Maybe, as a way of starting to practice coming up with ideas of how to catch a star by ourselves, you could come up with your own idea and act that out, and maybe they have to guess what way you've come up with to catch your star. Then the last thing you can do is you could cut out all the pictures. You could cut out all the words that are also in your pack. They look like this. You could cut all those out and you could hide them all over a room or even the whole home, and you can try and find them all, maybe get some binoculars or telescope. You can make your own binoculars like we've done at school, and you can hunt for all the different pictures and words and try and match them all together on the floor. Okay, maybe one of you, maybe you could find a partner, one of you could hide the pictures, one of you could hide the words, and then you could switch over and find each other's things that you've hidden. Do whatever you want with it. Okay, there's lots of different fun things that you can do with them. Have fun.